That was fun.
And 7 birds come in, they've gobbled hard this morning.
Alright guys, so we're going to go ahead and move on to geese. And you have snow geese. Okay, that's the electric call. You have snow geese, you have Canadians, you have speckles. There's a bunch of different geese out there, guys. Mainly in northern New York, the only thing we really get to hunt up here is snow geese in the spring and Canadians in the fall. Running with them can be speckles, but right now I believe there isn't actually a season in New York for speckles because they're super rare, supposedly to fly through.
You can shoot them during Canadian season, but you're only allotted to, just like the regular season.
But as you guys have seen on our geese videos, we primarily use our electric call, which you just heard. These can be expensive. Do not forfeit your family's well-being and well-doing to buy a fucking call. Okay, guys? Don't buy these unless you have the means to do it. That's all I'm going to say. Why? Because you have these options. Even when this guy was rolling and going in our calls, he had his long Canadian, because all we've got so far on film is Canadian geese hunts. These are both technically snow geese, but they worked just fine. This is the same. This is a snow geese call from a Goose military position, I guess I would say. And this one is from the brand Flex there. So you got the Flex, which they do it because everything's nice and soft with those guys generally. That's why their name is what it is. But this one is, they all sound pretty similar. I mean, that's straight a Canadian goose call. That's what that is. These are straight snow. But you know, they don't sound terribly off from each other. Yes, this one has a higher pitch than that. But that's due to the fact about how actually big this one is. You know, and I tend to hum when I use these guys. So I hum with any of my bird calls just because to me it makes it sound like it's actually coming out of the throat. I mean, without humming, does not sound as good. But if I hum, or not humming, sounds like I'm playing a really bad recorder. But if I hum, you get that nice little rasp in it that geese actually, if you've ever actually had geese or been near enough geese, they have a rasp because, well, they hiss at you if you really make them mad. It is a and it's weird, but it is what it is. So those are the calls for geese. It's a real small section. They're built, I'll pull this one apart. They're built just like any other reed set call, except they're, you know, shorter and wider. You know, it's all the big difference with them is, you know, they're built just like they for ducks, geese, even deer calls. All these are set. You might want to pull the other end off there, Chuck. So even his is set the same way as this one, except he's got this long sound tube on it that it almost gives that longer noise.
That here's a little short.
Yeah. I guess. different companies, though. You know.
Yeah.
I'm sure the reeds are actually a different thickness and everything else like that. But that's the difference between different companies. Yes, we're comparing reed sizes. So that's Geese. I mean, you got your electric call. This one, I'm not even gonna tell you how much it costs, guys, because yeah, it wasn't fun for anybody. But it's fun now that we have it. And it works great. I mean, this will work. This guy right here will work for predator hunting, like coyotes, bobcats, geese, bear. On any of your state regulations, check them before you use any kind of calls. Because in New York State, I've read 2 different articles now on a website that the government itself has put out, where it says that these are legal for calling deer, and I've never heard that in my life. And the other article says that they're illegal for use in calling deer. One article said, the same article that says that these are legal for hunting deer says they're illegal for using on waterfowl. And then the other article states that these are legal for waterfowl.
But only geese.
Nope. It said all waterfowl. Yes.
Well, I know that New York State, if you read one part, it says you can use electronic call for waterfowl for geese.
Yep.
And
yeah, they have conflicting things about these because they don't think it's fair. Some people don't believe it's fair practice.
Fair play.
Because we, as you see in our videos, use the electronic call in tandem with our mouth calls because this does great to getting their attention and bringing them in from far away out of the sky. But when they get closer, they want to hear the different tones besides just this thing going off in a repeated pattern.
This right here also helps get their attention.
Yep. Because when you get in closer, you're going to hear specifically the different animals making different noises. So, you know, as you see in one of the videos, I'm actually using both calls at once, and he's going off with that, and we have this going, you know, so it almost sounds like a breeding pair. You know, you see them when they interact with each other where they're calling it the same thing and they start with their heads down and raise their heads up and all that. And he's been rolling at a different pace with this one, and this is rolling with 2 or 3 different group calls set up inside of it on a repeat. You know, it's all like I said, due to personal preference. I can double trumpet. I'm fine with it. He does that with that. It worked. We were successful. Did we ever tag out? No, but once again, I'm sorry. Unless you have 5 or 6 guys sitting out there, I don't see the need in slaying 25 geese in a day. I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty sure I couldn't eat 25 geese in a year.
That's during early season. During
right.
The second portion of the season, you're only allowed 2. So.
But it goes to the same with snow geese. You're allowed, 25 a day the whole season? 15? 15, 20, somewhere between 15 and 25 a day. I can't remember exact numbers right now because they fluctuate almost, a bunch of times. But still.
That would probably help if we had the book right in front of us.
Right. In my opinion, guys, if you're slaying 15 to 25 geese a day, that first week out hunting, your freezer's full. And that's even if you're only taking breasts.
Now you got to think, some people only goose hunt, the band hunt.
Right.
Or duck hunt, the band hunt.
And that's a foul practice. Yes, I know that's a pun, but it's a foul practice to sit out there and only shoot birds with state registered numbers on them as a trophy. They're a great trophy, don't get me wrong. But to only sit there and waste an entire hunting season just to go after a certain bird because it's
not that. They're shooting them and they're not saving their meat.
Right.
And I know there's a lot of people that do eat goose. There's a lot of people that eat ducks, and then there's some people that just do it for the sport and have them mounted and stuff like that, which is fine. I understand doing it for the sport, but always do your recon, and if you're not having it mounted, find someone that will eat the meat.
But like I said, I believe hunting out there for just that, sitting there and spying down with a very powerful pair of binoculars or a spotting scope and picking one duck out of that flock of how many ever is not fair practice. It's just bad.
It's not fair to the other hunters either. If someone does get one, they're out there, they've been hunting this whole time, and they did wind up getting a band, and it's normally just a luck thing.
Well, not to mention the whole banding practice is to find out the migration habits of these animals. And a lot of people out there claim those bands, and instead of doing the proper thing of actually calling up the DEC, getting the number processed through, giving them all the information, they just take the band and put it on their damn lanyard or wherever they keep it, and forget about actually doing the rest of the job, that of being not only a hunter but a conservationist, and reporting that so that we know, well, this bird was tagged or banded 5 or 10 years ago down here in, wherever, or we'll just say Arkansas for the hell of it. Well, this guy all the way up here in northern New York, 5 or 10 years later, just shot it. So that bird, that information right there alone lets them know that those that specific flock that he was banded in flies from Arkansas to New York, that pathway. But it also lets them know that that bird was able to survive 5 or 10 years traveling that path corridor.
Now, also, whenever you call on your tags and stuff like that, they got what they call money tags, prize tags, and stuff like that. Because I've heard of guys calling in tags and getting bolts. I've heard of guys calling in tags getting thousands of dollars.
And that's by people like Ducks Unlimited and Snow Goose Nation, stuff like that, because they're trying to get you guys to get them have the information so they have it, so that if for some reason one year they see that all of a sudden this flock that always flown from Arkansas through to New York all of a sudden took a pat for 2 years now, all of a sudden went from Arkansas straight up through into Canada instead of going the normal path. Well, what changed in these areas?
Or all of a Michigan,
right? Did something happen, like a wildfire, or was it just human interaction that happened, or something like that? Because birds of habit or migration tend to fly the same paths that they were taught by their parents, and it trickles down the line.
Now, that being said, they got different groups out there to help waterfowl scene and wetlands, like Ducks Unlimited. They donate money. You donate money to them, and then they use that money to help out the wetlands, to help bring the duck population up.
Right, because years ago you used to be able to go out, like right now in New York State regular season, your daily limit is 6 ducks, and you're only allowed, no matter how many people are in your vehicle, you can only possess 18 ducks. So you could have 5 people out hunting, but you can only limit out for 3 people. Now in Arkansas, you can go down there, and since there's such a massive population down there during migration, that it's a 12 duck limit.
I'm not 100% sure. That might be 6. It might be 12. Who knows? I haven't duck hunted down there in a while.
No, well, last time I knew it was 12 per person for a daily limit, and they didn't have how many you could actually possess in a vehicle, as far as I know. I don't go to Arkansas a lot. But, that's all the information that I really have on goose hunting. We now have lay down blinds. We've simply done the whole walk in and get lucky shooting. We prefer, as you see in the videos, we have decoys that we've shifted and made. You can find that video on our channel. We also, we have lay down blinds now that we're going to try for snow geese, because we didn't have the funds to do it. So all we did, as you see in the video, is we take a piece of burlap and a couple of nice posts and string them between each other, and boom, now we have a little sit down behind blind, and you get some cover behind you, and we didn't do too bad. Did we do great? No. But like I said before, it's not about how many you take home. It's about being out there and enjoying it. So that's what I have for geese. And next we'll move on to turkey. So once again, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, that like button. As he said, leave your comments down below. We always like to hear from them. So catch you guys next time. Outdoors with the Common Man. Real videos for real people. See you next time.
Hey guys, if you like good food, good times, and good people, don't forget to check out the Montague Inn in Montague, New York, at the top of Tug Hill. Mention OCM or Outdoors with the Common Man, and also mention Tug Hill Annie, and you guys are going to receive a 10% discount on your stay at the hotel, or your food bill, or your bar bill. Just mention Outdoors with the Common Man and Tug Hill Annie.
Don't forget to stop by Worthington's for all your firearms and ammunition needs. When you stop by, mention Outdoors with the Common Man and receive a 5% discount off in your order. Thank you. Like 25 decoys out there, our electric call rolling. So now we're just waiting.